We're back to Zrinjevac. Today it's the role model of all city parks. But sometimes it's better not to dig too deep. Not even the citizens of Zagreb know that a public toilet stood in the center of the park in the late 19th century. When Prince Rudolf was to visit the city in 1888, the toilet was replaced by a temporary tin fountain. Fortunately, there was a man in Zagreb who had more style than the city council. He had money too. It's described by Boris Prister. My ancestor Eduard Prister built this paviljon at his expense in 1891 and donated it to the city. Zrinjevcu was a promenade. Everyone who was someone went for a walk here. The current role of the main city square was held by Zrinjevcu at the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries. The main square was a marketplace at the time. The paviljon was the venue of concerts and dances. It's still the place for an occasional krinolin. Prister's workplace is at the upper town. In fact, the history of Zagreb isn't just his hobby, but his job as well. He manages the medal collection in the Croatian History Museum. We're in the medal room, exhibiting a part of the collection donated by Dr. Malnar. We have around 2,500 exhibits. It's the biggest collection in former Yugoslavia. Large collections can be found only in Vienna, London, and Paris. Every decoration has a story. The most valuable exhibits are those made in the smallest series. One of them is the Order for Merit from 1942, when Croatia was among the Axis powers. But the Bosnian Muslims refused it because it was cross-shaped. So a new order was made for them. But only a few were awkward since the Axis powers soon capitulated. The price has gone sky high. The Legion of Honor is much cheaper, but it's the world's most famous order. Its history reveals human vanity. After the Revolution of 1789, France abolished all orders. But the enthusiasm of freedom, equality, and brotherhood lasted just a dozen years. To reward his faithful followers, Napoleon introduced the Legion of Honor in 1802. It bore his effigy. Then Napoleon fell from power, but the Legion stayed. Instead of his profile, the new rulers put theirs. Eventually, France became a republic and chose the profile of Marianne. The order was given to the thousands of foreigners too, from Abdel Kader, the Algerian hero who even fought against the French power, to the American actor Clint Eastwood. Still, the most precious order in the museum is the Austrian military decoration of Maria Theresia. Experts know that few were awarded, and even fewer preserved. It's even more important for Croatians since it was awarded to a national hero, Ban Jelačić. He received it for his victory over Hungarians. Today, that struggle is a thing of the past. It's indicated by his monument at the main square. It used to point its saber towards Hungary. It was demolished during communism. When it was reinstalled recently, the saber was turned away to make everyone happy.